Lakeland Public Television's Common Ground is brought to you by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. Production funding for Common Ground is made possible by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
Hi, and welcome to Common Ground. I'm your host, Ashley Hall. Common Ground captures the creative process of various artists living throughout our region. We delve into the veiled history of our area, plus we take you inside the cultural events that put the North in North Country. On this week's episode of Common Ground, Nisswa Stämman is a Scandinavian music festival that celebrates Scandinavian culture, and we're taking you inside the event. Dean Davis of Bemidji creates birch bark crafts, plus take a stroll through Walker for a lesson in history.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dan Eikenberry. I'm the president of the Cass County Historical Society, and I want to welcome you all to our history walk. We're glad to have you. Hope you look forward to learning a little bit about our city's past history. If you're ready to walk, we're going to head over there. I am Patrick McGarry, born in Stanton, Michigan, on June 6, 1860. While traveling through northern Minnesota, I came to Leech Lake to see my brother, James. When I saw this area, I said, I will go no further. This is the most beautiful place of all. My first business was the Leech Lake Land Company. We plotted the town site for Walker, and I became the first mayor of the new town in March of 1896.
The village of Walker was incorporated on March 10th, 1896, and by September 19th of that year, an ordinance for fire protection was introduced and a volunteer fire department organized. A hose cart, 4 rubber suits, 7 helmets, and 24 leather buckets were ordered, and several ladders were built. The project was in charge of Marshal Cram, and who served as the chief. Their official name was the Walker Bucket Brigade, and every man in town was a loyal member of the brigade. Refusal to fight a fire most times ended in a jail term. A fire bell was placed near the corner of 5th and Front Streets. It was also used as a curfew bell for the children of Walker into the early 1950s. The first fire in Walker occurred on May 8, 1897. At Dufour's lunch counter. The boys poured some gasoline into the stove, and one of the burners being lifted, the fluid in the can took fire. The can was thrown over the counter and it burst open, and the floor was all ablaze for a moment. They opened the back door and kicked the can out, the fire dying out before the excitement was lasted for some time. Well, this building was built by the WPA in 1937 during the Great Depression, and it was used as the fire hall and city council chambers for many years.
The Spalding Hotel was the first hotel to be built in Walker by John Birch. John King, a pioneer settler of Walker, came here in 1895 from Bay City, Michigan, and opened the Corner Saloon in the Spalding Hotel. Very politically minded, he was a Cass County Commissioner for 2 terms, was an assessor of Walker Village for a number of years. He was born in Ireland and was 73 years old when he died on April 18, 1920. Fire between 4 and 5 o'clock on March 27, 1903 destroyed his hotel and Logan's restaurant and all of the contents of the 2 places. Mr. King's loss for the building was estimated at about $6,000 and was only partially covered by insurance. The saloon here was run by Albert Carlson. He had no insurance, lost $500 worth of liquors. Only 2 barrels of whiskey were saved. The cause of the fire was a mystery. No speculation.
On February 25, 1896, the railroad reached Walker. A roundhouse which serviced the engines and our first depot were built here early in 1896 while the trestle was being built at Shingabee Island by the Brainerd and Northern Minnesota Railroad. Walker was the end of the line until 1899. Trains carried logs and freight in those days, and passenger coaches were added shortly thereafter.
I am Charles Kinkel, and my life began in Württemberg, Germany in 1859. Seeing the potential of the Leech Lake area, I moved to Walker in 1895 and began building the Lakeshore Hotel, which had 22 rooms. It was finished in March of 1896, just after the railroad had arrived. I was then able to bring my wife Lena and our 3 children from Brainerd. For a number of years, I set up tents on the north side of the tracks over here for the overflow of the hotel guests, especially during the summer. My building was demolished in 1982 to make way for this parking lot. I had many businesses in Walker. I continued my meat business. I had a brickyard near Glengarry Resort, a beer distributorship, and I was a partner in the Leech Lake Lumber Company and the sawmill at City Park. In 1914, I established the Kinkel Furniture Store just down the street here. After a flu epidemic that took many lives here in Walker, I thought we needed a funeral home. So I hired Earl Thomas as an undertaker and ran the business out of the furniture store. I remained in the furniture business until I died in 1929. When the city was incorporated in March of 1896, I was elected to the first city council, and later that year became mayor, serving in that post until 1915. During those early years, I helped found the First State Bank and St. Agnes Catholic Church. I also served on the school board. In the early 1900s, I platted land I owned south of the courthouse. Of the lots created, I gave one to the school and one to St. Agnes. The school was built on the lot in 1909, and St. Agnes finished their building in 1914.
J.J. Frost opened the first sample room and dwelling place here in 1896. In Walker's early days, salesmen displayed their wares here, and customers would also drink and smoke their cigars. He also operated a real estate business, the Homestead Locator, from the premises. Carl Friedrich Lewis was the son of Carl and Friederike Kruger and was born in Germany in 1857. At the age of 25, he and his brother George came to America, and on April 1st of 1896, they arrived in Walker. The city meat market was sold to Peter Sarf and Lewis and George Kruger in 1904. Sarf sold his share to Bilbin, and together Bilbin and Kruger operated the market until the partnership was dissolved and the building was demolished in 1910.
The first meeting of this post, the William Cowes Spencer American Legion Post number 134, was held on August 27, 1919. There were 16 veterans as charter members. William Cowes Spencer, or Spence, as he was called, was born in Elk River, Minnesota in 1890. He moved to Walker as a small boy when his father built the Spencer Hotel on the corner of 5th and Cleveland Boulevard. Spence spent his childhood in Walker, and then as a young man moved west to go into the logging business with his brother Walter. He later enlisted in the Army and was serving in France when he was killed in the Argonne Forest on October 2nd, 1918. It was his 28th birthday. William Cowes Spencer was Walker's only World War II soldier to make this supreme sacrifice. So the members of the Legion Post number 134 decided to honor him by naming their post in his memory.
My name is Dean R. Davis. I'm from White Earth Reservation. I'm an enrolled member over there. I'm currently in the process of going back to school here at BSU. I enjoy doing birch bark and wood carvings and other kind of carvings because it helps to keep my mind active the more creativity you can produce, the stronger you are spiritually and mentally. I'm going to be making a birch bark basket, a waste basket. It requires a lot of sewing and preparing, because you can't just grab a piece of bark and slap it together and start sewing it. You got to cut it out and measure it and form it together. Right now I just tied off that one end, and I'm going to take the clip off right here and casually work my way around. You know, I mean, it's a kind of a long process, but they say you got to have patience in order to do good craftsmanship. Without patience, you never make nothing very well. You know, things happen when you hurry up. You know, it's always, don't say, oh, I got to have this done today, because you never know, something might come up where you won't be able to get it done today. You know, you just got to take it one step at a time, you know, just like in anything else you do in life. You get up in the morning, you go to the bathroom to brush your teeth. You just don't walk right in there and start brushing your teeth. You got to put the toothpaste on, the brush, and turn on the water and all the other good stuff, and then start, you know. So there's a process to it, you know. I mean, people think that artists are just, oh, they can. The funniest thing that ever had happened to me is if I made a piece of artwork, and somebody would come up and say, oh man, that's awesome, that's a beautiful piece of artwork. Can you make me one exactly the same? There's no way you can. I mean, there's not two pieces of wood the same. There's not two pieces of bark the same. Just like there's not two individuals the same. But people don't see it that way. They figure, oh, it's a made product by a man. It can be duplicated easily. I mean, it can be simulated, but it can't be duplicated, you know. I've been making arts, all kinds of different arts and crafts now for 30 years, you know. Some I've learned like 30 years ago, and some I've learned 20, 15 years ago. You know, I mean, I didn't learn it all at once, you know, because you can't learn everything all at once, you know. It's like that old saying goes, you can't have everything, where would you put it? You know, and so I mean, but I've learned it over the years. I've ran into the right people that are willing to teach me, and I was a good student, and now I enjoy doing it. I mean, if I didn't enjoy doing this, I wouldn't do it. My brother taught me, and I had some friends teach me. I guess mostly family taught me, and some friends, but most of the time, you know, if I like doing something, I will pursue it. I mean, I will try to learn the craft, or, you know, try to keep it, or, you know, I mean, because there's always something out there new to learn. You know, I mean, it ain't something that, you know, just, I mean, don't ever give up saying I can't learn, you know, because there's no truth behind that. Doing this is like, you know, real nice and peaceful and quiet. It helps you to, you know, be peaceful with yourself, and you can sit outside and do this, and you can listen to the birds in the background whistling, but not today, you know, but I mean, but they're usually out in the back whistling, you know, or singing, and you're just enjoying yourself. And once in a while I'll catch a bird song that I like, or a bird whistle that I like, and I'll try to imitate it. Nah, I better not whistle right now. Uh-oh. See, when you're out doing this stuff, you got to kind of amuse yourself, you know, because there ain't no music around or anybody else to talk to. You just gotta sit out here and whistle and do whatever you can to, you know, keep going. If you want to learn how to make traditional art, I'd go offer my tobacco to an elder and ask him to teach me, you know, teach me how to do this. You know, because it's disrespectful for people to go up to somebody and say, hey man, you want to teach me how to do that? Without giving them anything, you know. And like, well, I mean, I wouldn't, I guess if they do it in the right way, because this is, you know, this is like traditional art. This ain't something that you can go, you know, go put on a bandsaw and carve it, cut it out, you know. I mean, this is all done by hand. There's no machinery or anything done with it. You know, and that's what makes it so beautiful. Is if, you know, because a lot of things are done by machine nowadays, and they call it art, and it's not art. You know, if you can't do it by hand, then it's not art. When you get in bark, don't try to be a gookush, you know, a pig. Don't try to say, oh, I'm gonna get all these trees because they're all right there. You know, you got access to, like say you see 40 birch trees sitting in front of you and you want to peel all of them today. Like, no, you don't want to do that. Peel as much as you're going to use within the next couple days. You can always come back for other stuff. You know, because people get wasteful that way and, you know, end up throwing stuff away that could really be used. When you're harvesting this bark, or like with you're harvesting any other kind of thing from nature, you know, maybe a tree or maybe a rock or a leaf, you know, maybe something else, you know. You always got to offer your tobacco, no matter what it is. It's telling the creator that you're thanking him for taking this piece of wood from him, because that'd be like somebody coming up to you and taking a piece of hair off your body, you know, and not giving you anything, or you'd be kind of mad about that. So that's why you got to give that, you know, show the creator respect, you know, for taking this piece of wood and thanks, you know, for allowing me to do this, you know, instead of some people just take and not give anything, you know. So this is just showing that we're being respectful to the creator, and that we're, you know, giving our thanks for allowing us to take that piece of wood or that bark.
What we've got here is something called Nisswa Stämman. Stämma is a Swedish word that actually means a gathering of fiddlers. And it's a Scandinavian folk music get-together, and they started as really informal parties in Sweden, where people would say, hey, let's go to what's-his-name's farm and we'll, you know, have a little bit of something to drink, and we'll just play music all night. And that's how this kind of event started in Sweden, and it started collecting more and more musicians who heard about it, and they came, and then eventually maybe non-musicians or people who are interested in music also heard about it. So they started coming, so these Stämmas became sort of a public gathering where the fiddlers are playing and people were coming and, you know, enjoying it. So I based this festival on that idea. In Sweden, it's a real tradition to fiddle. Here we have kind of a more mixed tradition where we have other types of players, like accordion players and other instruments. So it's a gathering of basically traditional musicians. This event actually starts with instrumental and singing workshops that happen on Friday. So you can come, and for $35 you can spend 4 hours in a group workshop with a really master musician. If it's a fiddler from Sweden, a bouzouki player from Denmark, an accordion player from Finland. We have several workshops going on during the day that everyone is welcome to take. This year we have a Norwegian trio. Also up at the Pioneer Village is two dance workshops. One is Danish dancing, the other one is Norwegian. There's a Swedish song workshop for singing, and Finnish accordion playing and fiddling. So it's and then there's one more Danish fiddling one at another location. So there are probably close to 100 people involved in taking these workshops.
We went and volunteered the first year to have musicians stay in our house because they needed housing. The first year we had some musicians from Sweden. I think word gets around in Europe that the people who have come here have had a good time. And we try our best to see that they do have a good time. That this should be a very enjoyable event. In fact, they should want to come back.
On Friday evening, there's a big concert, and that's what we call a sampler concert. So there are several musicians just playing 2 or 3 tunes each. So people will know what's going to happen here all day on Saturday. So this is the main day, and it starts with a parade going down the main street of Nisswa with all the fiddlers, and then just ends up here, and things that are going on here at the Pioneer Village, just activities everywhere. You've got a children's tent here with lots of kids. We've got a couple of stages. We've got a dance barn for learning how to dance. And then we have a small log cabin up there, what we call the summer kitchen, for real intimate musical experiences.
I've been coming nearly every year, I think maybe 10 out of the 11 years, and working in the children's activity area. So we provide opportunities for children to have a good Nordic experience, culture learning through crafts. And it also makes it possible for their parents to stay longer at the festival if their children are engaged and energized and excited.
I've been playing Scandinavian music for probably 30 years now, and it's a part of my heritage and a lot of people in Minnesota. And I think it's important that we celebrate our heritage and keep it alive. Not that it's any better than anyone else's, but sometimes we tend to ignore our own roots, you know. And it's good to keep it going. And I think the fact that there's so many people that are interested in doing that here, kind of testament to that.
I'm not a musician. I can't play anything. But I can really appreciate the talent that I see, that other people can play instruments and they can play multiple instruments. And I think, gee, I get to enjoy this talent. And I think what comes through is their enjoyment of playing these instruments. They're not here for the commercial aspect of getting rich. They're here because they like to be here. This country is unique in that it's really filled full of immigrants. Even way back, they were immigrants. And a festival like this is a way of Americans to enjoy other people's culture. This happens to be part of our culture, but that doesn't mean that you have to be a Scandinavian to come and enjoy the music and to dance. And so I think it enriches our country to have festivals like this from different immigrant groups and different traditions.
It brings musicians together with folk performers, with folk artists, with an audience that is on a journey learning about their own Nordic heritage, their own ethnic identity. And all of us are at different places in that journey. And this is one way to learn something about the music and the folk traditions and to enhance our own lives through that. We love being able to share Nordic culture and helping other people on their stage of their journey towards learning more about their heritage. So Paul and committee do a really great job of bringing together the musicians and the performers and establishing all the logistics and the setup and everything, and having the food and having the dance, all these different ways of experiencing a culture and helping to figure out, if I say I'm Swedish, what does that mean? If I say I'm Norwegian, what does that mean? I know something more about it now because I've been to Nisswa Stämman.
Thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you enjoyed the show, and we look forward to seeing you next week right here on Common Ground.
If you have a segment idea for Common Ground, please contact us at legacy@lptv.org or call us at 218-333-3022. Individual segments or copies of Common Ground, please call 218-333-3020. Production funding for Common Ground is made possible by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. If you enjoyed this segment of Lakeland Public Television's Common Ground, consider making a contribution at lptv.org. If you have segment ideas pertaining to North Central Minnesota, contact us at legacy@lptv.org. Common Ground is funded by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund by the vote of the people on November 4th, 2008.